Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
The thing I like most about Derek Carr's game is not just the right arm and his touch and his ability to find receivers. I think it's his calmness, and I think that transmits itself very well to the rest of the team. They feed off of that, and they go out and play with confidence.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 12, Carr, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. A look now at the Oakland offense.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game. Because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And a peek now at the offense for Cleveland.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak, but we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 16 carries, 60 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Mayfield throwing quickly out to Beckham. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. We'll look now at our starting defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
Now Chubb running right. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
Well, they didn't get in the end zone, but pretty good balance there on the opening drive between the run and the pass.
Yeah, I think that was probably what they wanted to get accomplished right out of the gate. Throw the ball with success, run it, of course, to set the tone. So who saw the offensive coordinator's play sheet? Probably wrote himself a little note. Exactly what we wanted to do. Probed it early and got it done.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. A quick throw now complete to Ross. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Carr on the bootleg. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
Mayfield looks to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. They give the Chubb out of the gun. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the buses.
They go play action. Mayfield, he'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Mayfield on first down. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Got an open man. It's Radley. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Mayfield now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. This is the tight end, Njoku. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Browns defense getting ready. And let's take a peek at some of the defensive effort here that's helped them get this first half lead.
Yeah, I remember in school, we used to have a term for it, break on it. When you see the ball in the air, when you see a receiver make the cut, and you anticipate it. Break on the football, get there, make a play. And we've seen a lot of that so far in this game.
Coverage has been excellent. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Hey, we're good, we're good. 185. That's it.
On 3rd down, Richard. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Eluding the pressure right. Caught by Jones.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now Carr. And he rifles one incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Throwing on second and long. Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jalen Richard, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Point after try forthcoming. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it ends on the Jalen Richard touchdown run. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Browns to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26. Mayfield with a quick fire to Landry. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
So out come the Raiders. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
On 1st down, Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. To throw, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It's a screen to Richard. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Mayfield this time gets it off to Chubb. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Mayfield rolling to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
180. Watch QB drop.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Mayfield. His throw caught at about the 5, and all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 10 more there and another 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. To throw his Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Carr now on first down. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers, as they'll have to do battle with the Denver Broncos. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And one more to highlight, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. In the game you're watching, it's been Baker Mayfield with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A toss play to Chubb. That second down run a big help. The 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Max Crosby. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. This is Butler making the catch. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep and curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if we're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On the draw, Richard. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Mayfield to throw it. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up a third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Switch. Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up.
Throwing his car on third down. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered. And then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. Olivier Vernon brings him down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Catch made, it's Moreau. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more on that one and another first down. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Carr, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
They go for just one here as it's up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Got an open man. It's Rattler. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the first down yardage there. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Mayfield now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Mayfield now out to his left. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. Mayfield looks to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The Browns on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cleveland Farrell in there to drop him for a loss on the play. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Let's go.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Looking downfield for Jim. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
To throw, Mayfield dumps this to his running back, Chubb, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
He'll look to throw, and he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I remember a coach told me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Carr, that's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Carr now on first down. He completes it to Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Carr. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Mack Wilson. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They run it again with Chubb. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
51 to Mike, boy, 51. Let's go, D.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked into the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Mayfield able to get this one to his tight end, Njoku. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. But probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Chubb with a carry on first down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And again, it's Chubb. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So Carr and the Raiders now down 24-14. A little under a minute 50 remaining. And their undefeated season about to go by the wayside, barring a late miracle. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Carr. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. While we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
And I think we'll probably see them go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
51 the mic, boy, 51. Man, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. What's up?
They'll go for it. It's Carr. And he is going to go down here, but we also have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, let's go. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. On the ground, it's Chubb. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
And they will take a knee here.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Raiders' 13-yard line.
I got it.
Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. It's a gain of 9 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Browns, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.